The modern consumer is one that demands new technology rolled out at a furious rate. In the past 50 years alone, we've seen the adoption of fuel injection, run-flat tires, self-charging batteries, and even cars that drive themselves. How are the most innovative vehicles currently in production going to shape the cars of tomorrow? I'm Glenn, and let's get to it.
5.
When you think of the words truck and engine, immediately your mind goes to one of two things: a turbo diesel or a high-capacity gasoline V8. The last thing on your mind is electric power paired up to a rugged vehicle designed to take punishment with a smile. However, the Atlis XT is hoping to break the mold. The basic premise was simple. A design brief tasked the research and development team to shoehorn 500 miles worth of electric battery into a truck, without sacrificing any of the low-end torque and grunt of the traditional offering. Not only that, they wanted it to charge fast. The Atlis XT has done just that, because they know the key to funneling a ton of electrons into a battery is keeping the temperature down. By keeping the voltage high and the current low, this machine operates at an insane 1600 volts, taking just a quarter of an hour to reach max charge. This magic happens by heating the battery at the start of a charge cycle before cooling it towards the end, so that the temperature is relatively constant in the Z-fold structured cells, which themselves have over 2,000 fast charge cycles. The numbers are equally impressive, with a max speed of 120 miles an hour, with the 0 to 60 miles per hour completed in a blistering 5 seconds while empty, and a still impressive 18 seconds when fully loaded with 35,000 pounds gross weight. Think pickup, crammed with all the leading-edge tech, without that rattly old diesel noise.
Four.
Southern Californian startup company Alpha Motor Corporation have thrown their hats into the ring with the Wolf. This beastie EV pickup represents the perfect next evolution of the electric vehicle into the heavy-duty utility market. It's got all the things needed for a reliable pickup, with the addition of a space-age powertrain to catapult it into the future. Body-wise, the Wolf resembles the vintage VW Baja Bug that came into popularity in the 1970s. Classic styling that, when combined with the tubular bumpers, upper and lower spotlights, and massive tires tucked under oversized flares, give away a few hints about its impressive off-road capabilities. Though details are a little hush-hush about the electric motor and drivetrain, we do know that Alpha is advertising 275-plus miles on a single charge and a robust 6.2-second 0 to 60 mile per hour time. The cool factor comes from the solar panel hiding in the truck bed, which can be set up during a sunny lunch break between hitting the dunes. The Wolf Plus is what happens when that EV pickup graduates into a fully fledged EV truck. An electric motor powering each axle, and true four-wheel drive translates into towing power double that of its little brother. Big rig performance in a small package. If you're a truck lover, would you consider an electric pickup? Or do you need diesel to power your engine? Let us know in the comments below.
I'm Allie, and it's Mind's Eye Trivia time. By looking at just these images, do you know what this is and where it's from? Leave the correct answer or your best guess in the comment section below. 3.
Ettore Bugatti built a half-scale replica of their timeless Type 35 for his son's 4th birthday way back in 1926. He dubbed it the Baby. To honor their founder, supercar breeders Bugatti have unveiled the Baby 2. This tribute is something that any doting parent could bestow on their child as an opulent birthday gift, given a fat enough wallet. The all-electric kiddie car will sport an aluminum dash and leather seating, but unlike its old-fashioned namesake, it is a fair bit bigger so that mom and dad can fit behind the steering wheel and take it for a spin during nap time. The base model has a novice mode that utilizes 1.3 horsepower and tops out at 12 miles per hour, with the expert mode upping the power to 5.4 horsepower and top speed to 30 miles per hour. The Vitesse and Per Sang variants have beefed-up electric motors under their hoods, with a 13.4 horsepower output and a new top speed of 42 miles per hour, which is seriously quick for someone in kindergarten or grade school. Are you the kind of person that upgrades everything as soon as a new model is released? Or are you still driving around in old reliable? Let us know in the comments.
2.
The original Bugatti Chiron was an absolute beast, the spiritual successor to the Veyron, which at the time utilized aerospace technology usually reserved for getting astronauts strapped to giant rockets into space safely. As you would imagine, the 2022 Chiron Supersport improves on what made the original so breathtaking, maintaining the ultra-luxury experience while using aerodynamic wizardry and engineering know-how to make it fly along the freeway like an angry fighter jet. As the Bugatti design mantra states, form follows performance. It's a great-looking car, but you just know that every one of those sexy body lines on each and every panel is designed for one thing and one thing only: maximum downforce and minimal drag. The faster you go, the more your car wants to take off like an airplane. So it's up to the good people at Bugatti to ensure enough weight and downward pressure so the tires don't lose traction at that crazily high top speed of 273 miles per hour. While the 8-liter W16 configuration has been maintained, the power was bumped up to 1,577 horsepower and 1,180 foot-pounds, increasing the redline to 7,100 RPM. With the new top speed comes a new chassis. The Supersport has gone on a 50-pound diet to further increase that power-to-weight ratio. Translation: speed and acceleration. Every component is electronically controlled, reacting in real time and making tiny corrections that adapt to driving conditions in just 6 milliseconds. Connecting this Firebird with the tarmac are specially developed Pilot Sports Cup tires courtesy of Michelin, each designed to provide rigidity and smoothness while gripping the road. Keep in mind, these are the only tires that can consistently drive at speeds upward of 300 miles per hour, a verified test bench used to develop space shuttle landing gear. If you want one of these babies, be prepared to receive just a small handful of change when you part with $4 million.
1.
3D printing is all the rage now, and with there seemingly being no limitations to what you can manufacture with this budding technology, why not a hypercar? The 2021 Czinger 21C is America's answer to the absolutely mental automobiles that go fast companies like Bugatti produce, except this one is made in an entirely different way. Every single composite component is engineered using artificial intelligence so that they're perfectly optimized for the highest performance with as little weight as possible. The exterior styling is reminiscent of the SR-71 Blackbird spy plane, and rightly so, as it was the fastest aircraft ever built, capable of outrunning enemy missile ordnance. Under the hood is a bespoke 175 cubic inch flat-cranked V8, helped along by a duo of superchargers. It's actually set in the middle of the chassis to help with weight distribution as well as helping gravity create downforce on the drive axle. Max output of 1,350 horsepower comes with an RPM of 11,000. Engine internal speeds commonly seen in superbikes. For those playing at home, that's 469 horsepower per liter. Frighteningly powerful. The two front wheels are driven by two high-output electric motors to balance out the torque vectoring of the insane main engine. This is a true positive power-to-weight ratio hypercar, with the horsepower at its heart exceeding the 1,240 kilograms on the scales. Strangely, the motor itself is mapped to run on a variety of fuels, including carbon-recycled methanol, so it can technically function as a zero-emissions vehicle. You'd expect a single seat in such an off-the-wall high-performance automobile. Still, your spouse or buddy can tag along. At the same time, you rearrange their features at face-melting speeds with the second seat directly behind the driver that looks every bit like the cockpit of a fighter jet. What does all this boil down to numbers-wise? Czinger promised a 0 to 60 miles an hour in just 1.9 seconds and an 8.1 second quarter mile, a feat that seems impossible until you realize the company has the former technical director of rival hypercar manufacturer Koenigsegg on their payroll. The top speed of 236 miles per hour tells you all you need to know. This is a car purpose-built to smash track records all around the world, and will probably succeed. If you enjoyed this video, you could help us out by hitting the like button, subscribe, and keep up to date on future posts.